to questions and comments from board members. Again, we'll have 2 minutes for each board member. Does anybody have any questions or comments for this petitioner? Director Gallo?
You want to go ahead, Dave? Again, let me also congratulate and thank Learning Without Limits, the staff, the parents, the students. I have watched you for a lifetime, growing up in the Fruitvale area and the Jeffersons and the multi-track schools and the year-round schools and so forth. And certainly, you know, I congratulate you on helping the students in that neighborhood to succeed, or at least to get a lot further ahead than they used to be. And the reality is, and all of us have brought up this issue, is that this is a discussion, a debate throughout the country. And you know, I'm working in Santa Clara County, and that debate discussion is happening right there, where they're expanding the number of charter schools. The rocket ship that was here in West Oakland trying to get in, they're going up to 40 charter schools. They're jumping from 10 to 40 in the San Jose area, and they're going to be supported. And the reality for me is really, where can my children be successful? And who is going to make them successful? And there is no, and I've been with OUSD forever. And certainly, I don't have to go very far to point out where youngsters have not succeeded. And as a community, as a Latino community, I think we have to take responsibility for our children. And if you listen to the mom and dads and to the children that are here, you know, we're looking and we want to compete in tomorrow's market. And we all know that it's extremely challenging for anybody, whether you're white, black, Mexican, or whatever. It's going to be a challenge in this country to compete. So we have no time to waste. And if you look at mom in terms of having their children and Learning Without Limits, they're looking for the best option for their children. And so I commend you for staying with that. It's not a perfect setting, and no school is perfect.
Thank you, Director.
But I commend you for staying with your children and bringing those scores to the level that they can be. Because at the very end, this American society, these institutions look at your test scores whether you like it or not, if you want to get to the next level.
Thank you, Director Gallo. Director Vice President Hinton Hodge.
Thanks. So I am. This is around the curriculum question and piece. It was my understanding, and Deputy Superintendent Santos, this was a little bit before your time, but for years and years, I've heard the complaint about the guided curriculum, you know, the reading program that we have inside the district. But I remember that it was actually applauded initially because prior to 2000, we had no reading curriculum throughout the district. So people got to do whatever they wanted to do. And if you've ever seen the map with the red dots of below 500 APIs and things like that, I mean, that was a result of that. So we've had great improvement. And it's my understanding that there's actually some flexibility around curriculum so that again, this autonomy question is happening at Learning Without Limits, but it can also happen at Prescott. It can also happen at Lafayette. So within our district, again, I'm back to what is the specific thing that you're saying is being withheld around curriculum and instruction?
Thank you, Director Hodges. We do understand that autonomy is happening all around the school, and we have also heard that there is talk about going back to open court, same page, every classroom, every hour at the same time. We strongly believe that in such a diverse population as Oakland's, that our kids learn at different times and different paces. And even though open court is research-based and proven, it's also proven to teach to the middle and not to our high kids and low kids. So while we understand that our school has this autonomy and other schools in the district do, it's still a condition that we require so that we can continue to differentiate our students' learning and continue to have our students succeed as they have so far.
Thanks. Do I get time based on their
Go
answering
ahead.
the question.
If you have 45 seconds.
Still my time. I should have more. Oh, okay.
No, we stopped the clock while she responded.
So again, this is probably more, this is commentary. I'm excited about this, and I had an opportunity to meet the parents who are fabulous organizers, and so thank you for your work around this. Again, the courage, I'm very appreciative calling the question and pushing up against these questions. So for me, there's this question around diversity, around, you talked about innovation, like what's different. And so for me, I'm still looking for our school district to have more than young white women being the teaching staff. I'm really looking at when are we going to push to have, African Americans or Latino men in our classrooms. And so those are some of the things I would like to see us push around. And I know that in this neighborhood there are African American children as well. So I would hope that if we're going to push ourselves around what privilege you get and not having to get layoff notices and all those things like that, that privilege is actually going to come back to folks of color in particular.
Thank you. Other questions or comments from directors? Director Kakishiba?
So I have basically the same question as I did for Ascend. So in that continuum in terms of what the district is today, and what you will get in in Education for Change. Is there a middle ground, or is that your experience in Oakland Unified is so thoroughly threatening that you want out completely?
I'm going to do my best to answer that best I can as a teacher. But we are very much in this partnership with EFC and with Ascend and working towards what this model is going to look like. And really for us, as Larissa said, there's negotiables and non-negotiables, but our schools were designed on these 4 autonomies. It's really the foundation of what we do, and they're really crucial and key to our work. And we really, really need all of them in order to continue this work that we're doing, truthfully and faithfully.
Okay, which means no.
Which means, like Larissa said earlier, we would be, my understanding, right, is that we would absolutely be willing to have that discussion if there was a possibility to have them all, but it's really something that we're firm on and something we need and something we know that the EFC is offering us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So can I just make one commentary too, and this is for further discussion by this board and superintendent and leadership staff. So Mr. Achtenberg had spoke about a wake-up call, and Director Guile spoke about what's best for my children. And so as the governing board and the superintendent is responsible for what's in the best interest of all students in the Oakland Unified School District, not just the students that are in District 2, which I represent, or in my own household, who live in my household. And so for me, the wake-up call is that, individual board members, your school got created under state administration. And in fact, you were to be a charter school initially. Jefferson was identified as one of the 14 program improvement schools to be immediately charterized under state administrative ward. And in fact, Education for Change was the charter management organization. And it was with a great, great effort, asked by nobody, but by the grassroots in the neighborhoods, and in part bound together by groups like Oakland Community Organizations that fought back. And individual board members we were completely neutered as a governing board, but individual board members voiced privately and publicly the concerns about the need to be able to do this work in the context that represented and respected the leadership and the input and the power of both parents and teachers together. And that was truly a grassroots effort to be able to win that and essentially sort of beat back the state administrator's game plan at that time.
Can you try to wrap it up, Director Koch?
Well, okay. Well, this is really, if I can, because if we're having a discussion, well, okay. I guess bottom line is that, it is what it's going to be when we come to a vote on this particular application. But let me just say for the board, and frankly, for all the leaders of all of our collective bargaining units, that the wake-up call is whether or not we're going to do something fundamentally different to be able to provide school leaders, and not just principals, but school leaders in terms of teacher leaders and parent leaders together, to be able to help to be fundamentally determine who's on that team to be able to move the dial on student academic achievement or not. If we don't do that, at least for us as 7 members, then anything we say publicly is just, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I don't want us to go out of this room. Maybe hard feelings are too kind of wishy-washy. It's just what we're talking about is this is part of a longer history, a continuum of positive change in the Oakland unit. It may not come as quickly as you want, but make no mistake about it, I think in very fundamental ways that this board, the previous board, and other folks, as well as union leadership, as well as parent leaders, have been trying to all work together. It also feels like we're fighting all the time, but have been working to try to make positive change. And there are a number of schools here who never benefited from that, and despite not getting any of those benefits, have made great academic success. And the school that we're building, a brand new school facility across the street, to me is a clear example of that. And so, anyway, so I just wanted to highlight that issue that's before us. That what's critical is being able to have a greater flexibility about how we staff our schools.
We hope that for everyone too. We want them for all OUSD schools. Thank you for being thoughtful.
Director Spearman, did you have any questions or comments? Director Yee?
No, thank you.
I have no questions or comments either. Director Kakashiba, I think you captured what I would have wanted to say very well, and I thank you for that. Thank you very much to the Learning Without Limits community.